So we're back from our break. So it's happening. So the news has broken out. So Oda is going to be going on a 4-week break. So the manga is going to be on a 4-week hiatus in preparation for One Piece's new film, Film Red. And so what this means is that we only have 2 chapters remaining for the Wano arc, 1052 and 1053. And after we come back from break on July 25th for the manga, it's gonna come back with chapter 1054, where it will begin the new and final saga of One Piece. In this video, we're gonna be giving our thoughts and opinions on this One Piece news and basically talk about how we feel about it.
So I guess the first thing we want to start with is, what are your thoughts on the Wano arc ending so quickly?
So to be honest, I'm kind of disappointed because I was expecting at least 8 to 10 chapters of post-Wano arc where the Straw Hats are basically touring around Wano, going looking for the poneglyphs, and we would have a multiple day banquet. I thought it was going to be a really big party where it would last many days. And so for this to end in just 2 chapters, I don't know how Oda is going to pull it off. I don't think it's going to be possible. So yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that it has to end in just 2 chapters. I'm disappointed. And you?
I don't like that. I felt it wrapped up way too quickly, and also there's just a lot of aftermath of that battle that we just didn't get to see. What happened to Kaido and Big Mom? Are they dead? They got hit and they went into the ground and hit magma. Also, all the other beast pirates that were defeated, what happened to them? Did they just throw them out in the trash and say bye-bye to them? I felt like too many things ended very quickly for Oda to be able to go on break and start a new arc. Well,
I mean, this arc has been running for 2 years, and it's probably been the longest arc, so I think he just wants to wrap it up already. I really thought we would get 8 chapters.
Yeah,
I really hate that they had to rush it like that.
Exactly. I felt like it was rushed. I feel like the end of Wano was rushed. It was just oh yeah, Kaido's defeated. Alright, so it's done. Let's wrap it up. Let's move on to the final saga. It almost gives me Bleach vibes, kind of. Just the bad guy's defeated, and then immediately we go to the conclusion of that. There's so much you could do at this point. Now that Wano is finished, we could see maybe the rebuilding or something. Maybe we could have the Straw Hats, like you said, going around Wano, seeing how everyone's doing way better. It could be a couple weeks later, we got this going on. Just 2 chapters until the end of it, it's just not enough to really wrap up a very big arc, a very important arc. I mean, the whole point was to defeat Kaido and restore the Kozuki clan in Wano and reestablish Wano's freedom, good living conditions, and then opening up the borders to Wano. That was the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. How are we going to be able to represent the opening of the borders in just 2 chapters? It's not going to happen overnight,
It feels like he's wrapping it up really quickly to move on to other things, like I said, and he's not really going to spend too much time with it. He's not interested. He wants to move on to other arcs, I guess. Maybe it was also because it was tiring doing all the manga pages every week. Probably he's just let me take a break about how I want.
Well, it's also because there's the new upcoming film Red from One Piece. So I think he wanted to spend time to prepare for that and do a bunch of the fan art or do some art in preparation for the release of the film. Not because of the manga really, but I'm sure he enjoys what he does. So I don't think it was really bad. But Yeah, Luffy said that he would open the borders of Wano, so we definitely need to see something before we leave and depart and start the new chapters, the new saga.
Yeah.
So now that we're going to be starting a new saga in chapter 1054, it begs the question, how do you feel about the new and final saga taking place? Like, do you feel excited about it? Or, like, what are your thoughts about us having the final saga of One Piece?
Okay, yeah, final saga. We're coming to an end now. This is gonna be the last couple of arcs, and One Piece, I guess, is almost coming to an end. Like, wow.
What, like, do you feel sad, excited for this final saga? Like,
Mixed. At the same,
yeah,
like,
I would say
at
the
first,
same.
like in a way, I'm kind of just like excited to see, like, I'm wondering how it's gonna end now. It's been a really long running anime, and I'm just curious to see how it will end. At the same time, I don't know how to feel about the show coming to an end after such a long run. Have we really experienced everything there is to experience with One Piece? Like, is there any...
Yeah,
Like, is there anything we would like to see before the end? Like something that's been running for such a long time and has an extensive lore behind it? I'm unsure. In one regard, I am excited to enter the final couple of arcs that are going to lead to the end of the manga. Another part of me is saying, though, that are we really ready for it? Is it too
Yeah,
soon?
I have
Is it too soon to say bye to a series that has like started in like 1999?
I share the same thing. I'm sad, but I'm also happy. I'm sad because, like, it's, I started this show in 2014. Like, it's been so long since I watched this show, and it's been like a very motivational show for me. And to think that it's gonna be ending, like, it could be ending in like 6 years, like, I won't have anything else to look forward to for anime. Like, compared to other anime shows I've watched, it's just really the best. And so to think that it's going to come to an end after so many years, it's crazy. Now, what excites me about this final saga is that we're finally going to get answers to the mysteries that haven't been resolved so far in the show, like who is Imu from the world government, and what happened to Vivi and Sabo. Like, I feel like now in this final saga, Oda's gonna reveal like what happened to those two in the Reverie, which we did a video on. So part of the final saga arc excites me in that we will be able to uncover the many mysteries that haven't been answered in One Piece.
Actually, was planning on talking about those two things. Yes, I'm wondering if it's gonna be the same thing with Ace, in the sense that like Luffy might read the newspaper and be like, "What happened to Sabo? He can't be dead." And then like, imagine he and the Straw Hats, they go to Marijua. Like, maybe Sabo's not dead. Maybe he's hiding somewhere in Marijua, and it's like a second Paramount War.
Yeah, I think like one of like the speculated arcs in the final saga of One Piece is gonna be like the Great War. I think it's like a big war that's supposed to take place between the Straw Hat Pirates and the world government before they make it to the final island. So that could be like one way that this arc would be incorporated in this final saga. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's gonna happen right away, or it's gonna happen more like later on, or?
I think that if that war happens, it'll come just before they go to Raftel.
Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be like one final battle. And remember, Luffy still has the help of an alliance of pirates that he got in Dressrosa. The Straw Hats and those alliance together, they will probably go to war against the world government, and then that'll be the last battle that will be had, and then that will probably lead us to Raftel. Like, I know that like in these final few arcs, we need to have the Straw Hats find all the last road poneglyphs And obviously, I'm thinking that like on their way there, the world government stops them, and that's when that war happens. When they're just about to go there.
And yeah, the world government, they see like Luffy as a huge threat because of Nico the sun god and the gum gum fruits. You know, like he has a really powerful asset in his arsenal. So now that could be a reason why they would stop them from going to the final island. And also because they don't want anybody going there. So with that and the gum gum fruit and how much it poses a threat to the world government, stopping them, I think that would be also a way that, you know, they go into the final war.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, if they went to all this trouble to like have Nico Robin executed and all that, they must know what's on Rafdale. And that's kind of weird. I'm just thinking myself, like, if there's a threat that's on that island, why haven't they gone there to sort of neutralize the threat? What is on that island that literally, like, apparently it's gonna give a wealth of information about everything that happened in history.
Yeah,
And just, like, it's like something that they themselves cannot destroy, so they're gonna stop anyone from being able to figure out what's happening. So they're gonna stop them from going there, and so that's why it's gonna be a final battle. Once they defeat them, they can go to Raftel, and the series ends.
yeah, and I had a theory, like, one of the mysteries that is unresolved in One Piece, and I think will be resolved in this final saga of One Piece, is what is the 100-year void? You know, what happened? The world government, it must have been so terrible what happened in this 100-year void that the world government does not want the world to know. So I think that maybe it's possible, what if we got the final war after they go to Raftail? What if by going to Raftail they figure out something about the 100-year void, which is a part of this treasure? I don't even know if it's like physical treasure. It could just be like a joke, or like it could be like the answers to everything and that's the treasure, and or the treasure is the adventure that you went through to get here, which we actually talked about in one of our earlier videos. So if by going to Raftail one of the treasures is figuring out what happened in the 100-year void, and the crew sees that it was like something very terrible that the world government did and that's why they were trying to hide it, what if that's what prompts them to want to go to war with the world government?
I think maybe because the world government doesn't, like, the higher ups don't directly get involved unless on like certain occasions. So maybe after he makes it to that island, Luffy is just like, we have to go to Marijua, we have to get rid of the world government once and for all. And he calls up the boys.
Yeah.
Calls up the boys, and it's just like,
you know, that's a good point. That's why the 100-year void is kept secret by the world government, because maybe they're conspiring to control, you know, like everybody in the world and everything, and it's like they did something so bad. And so the only way to get the world to peace is to maybe get rid of that system. Maybe it's gonna be like a revolution. Everybody around the world, you know, it's like revolts against the world government. And so yeah, after they figure out the secret, maybe they get the word out and then everyone finds out, and so there's this huge war against the world government in order to end it. Good point.
Do you think that Luffy will fight Shanks in the last saga?
Oh my god. You know, like, Luffy and Shanks are kind of almost like buddies, but like, I think that there was a mention in the series where like Luffy says that before he wanted to face Shanks, he wanted to, you know, fight Kaido and Big Mom first, right? Because like I think it was maybe, I'm not sure, when Luffy formed the alliance with Trafalgar Law, and they went to Zou and with everybody, with Kinemon and everybody, and when Kinemon and everybody and the Mink Samurai Tribe alliance, when it was formed, I think like they, you know, they were talking about their common goals, you know, defeating Kaido and everything in Wano. And I think Luffy mentioned something where he said like along the lines of like, you know, as long as it's not Shanks first, like the first emperor, then you know I'm in, you know? And so it makes sense because, you know, Kaido, they were gonna fight Kaido, and he gets to fight him before he gets to fight Shanks, so he's okay with it. So yeah, I think that some point in this arc, Luffy will challenge Shanks because he mentioned in the past that as long as he gets to fight the like Kaido and Big Mom emperors first, then I'm okay with it.
その四皇って誰のことだ？
そいつの名は百獣のカイドウという男だ。
一人目はシャンクスじゃなきゃまあいいか。って四皇は俺が全部倒すつもりだから。
So it kind of like foreshadows that he will face off.
It is honestly very likely that he'll have to face him because everybody's after the same thing. Everybody wants to go to the last island and they want to get there first.
Yeah, that's true. So, you know, there's only room for one pirate king, so even though Shanks and Luffy, they're like, you know, they were good friends in the past and everything, now it's competition, so he's gonna fight him regardless of
I wonder how
sort of
Marshall D. Teach is gonna work into all of this.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to see Marshall, Blackbeard, face off Luffy some point in this arc, you know?
Yeah, he's an emperor too.
Lastly, I wanted to just talk about like what the sequence of arcs or islands would we encounter in this final saga, One Piece, that was announced. To start off, I think that after Wano, they're gonna go to Elbaf, the land of giants. And then after that, I think they would probably go to like maybe a few other small islands, maybe one or two that we haven't had much information on yet. And then after that comes the island that isn't like Laughdale, but like you have to like pass through it in order to get to Laughdale. And then like they have to sort of connect the dots with like all the road poneglyphs that will lead them to Laughdale. So that's what I mean, like the final island before getting to Laughdale, where they connect the dots to get there. And then I think that they get there, you know, and then like I mentioned before, you uncover the truths of the world, and that's like the treasure of everything. And then there's like, so apparently something funny about it, you know, like when, like if you see in the flashback with Odin and everybody, when they made it there, they were laughing, and I that's actually one of the mysteries I'm excited to find out in this final saga. Like what is it that's there that made them laugh? Is it all some joke and there was like no treasure at all and everything? So anyways, you know, they make it to that island, they uncover the truths, and then they go with a big war with the world government. So that's what I think the islands will be in this final saga in terms of arcs. How do you think it'll play out?
Well, I can venture a guess that they're definitely gonna go to Elspeth, and then after that, I think that their travels from here on in will be dictated on whatever threat the world government tries to throw at them. I think that at this point, they don't have too many oppositions standing against them. I think that might actually change very quickly, because if Luffy has the power to defeat two emperors, then I know that Teacher's gonna want to come in and take Luffy's power, because he's just like, wow, the power to kill two emperors, I need to have that. And then maybe near the end, he'll definitely meet Shanks and they're gonna fight.
Yeah, and I feel like in this final saga, we would figure out like how is Teach able to have multiple devil fruits?
Yeah, I don't really understand the dark fruit or whatever it's called. We'll put it up.
No, but he has more than one. It's not just the dark fruit. He also has like the I don't know. It's the one with from Whitebeard where he's able to.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like part of the dark fruit or is it something else. Like, he's like you're not supposed to be able to have two of them, but yeah, he has multiple.
Yeah, and also to just finish off, what needs to happen? You know, Luffy made a promise. Do you remember? Like, what needs to happen before this whole show ends? Do you remember?
Luffy has to become the Pirate King.
Okay. But before when he made it to the Grand Line, who did he promise to go see?
Oh, Laboon.
Yes.
Laboon.
So I think that at the very end, right after all this stuff ends and, you know, the war's over, he goes back to the Twin Capes, where like the entrance of the Grand Line, and he meets Crocus and Laboon, and Laboon sees Brook. I don't know if you'll recognize him now that he's a skeleton. And you know, there's that moment in the show because like, if the show ends and he doesn't go see Laboon, that is super cruel. That whale waited so many years for Brook, and so imagine he doesn't go back to see him. It definitely has to happen.
Alright guys, so that's the end of the episode. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends, and we will see you next time.
I'm Jay.
And I'm D.
And we are My JD Anime Academia, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time.
See ya guys. In today's video, we're gonna be doing a review of manga chapter 1052 and 1053.